Yo, what's up everybody, Stand up here looking rough as ever, almost looking like MMA guru out here. Now the only thing left to do is put on a beanie and give you guys some horrible takes, but nah, he's cool, never mind. So today we're going to be talking about UFC Fight Night Song versus Simone. Very excited for the main event. At least the Fight Night's alright, some good fights on there, but you know, if Caio Borraio versus Michal Olizejczyk is your co-main, yeah, it isn't the craziest card like name-wise, but some pretty good scraps on there. So let's just get into it. This will be a quick prediction video, so I'll try and make it quick. We'll start from the bottom, and now we're here. Why am I making these jokes all the time? Okay, let's just start. Haley Cohen versus Jamie Lee Horth. No idea who will win this one. I'll go with Haley Cohen because I'm pretty sure she was scheduled to fight before against Amir Fidal and Liz Perez. So, you know, she has had a camp, while Jamie Lynn Horth, she's coming in here short notice, and Haley Cohen, you know, she actually deserved to be in the UFC Contender Series and this and that, and she's big from what I've seen. So I'm going with her, but you know, to be honest, not really sure. Next up, Brian Kelleher versus Journey Newson. Kelleher is a big favorite, which is kind of surprising. I mean, yeah, Journey Newson isn't that great, but like Kelleher hasn't been looking good in his own right. Like we see loss against Ricky Simon, which, you know, Ricky Simon's a beast. Pilarte was bad, beat him. Kevin Kroon out of the UFC beat him. Umar Nurmagomedov kind of gave up the choke, and then, you know, a little bit of the same against Mario Bautista, or he just has no idea how to defend rear neck chokes like Dustin Poirier, or he just gives them up easily. I'm going with Kelleher. I'm going with him by decision, but at -210, that is kind of a crazy price in my opinion. I would definitely not be putting money on him, but yeah, I'm going with Kelleher. Next up, we got Stephanie Edgar versus Irina Alexeva, Russian Ronda. Wow, hasn't fought in 1.5 years. I mean, she has beat bad competition, lost to a girl that's 18-6, and beat a Bellator girl that's 5-2. I'm going with Stephanie Edgar. You know, she's a favorite as well. I feel like she could, you know, Irina goes to the ground. Edgar, very good on the ground herself, so I'm going with her. Maybe by submission, maybe just by decision. Next up, Cody Durden versus Charles Johnson. This will be an interesting one. Both guys are 32 years of age. Charles Johnson is a bigger guy, long reach. He's taller as well. He is probably just going to be the heavier guy. He is the striker. Durden will, I guess, wrestle box or something like that. But, you know, Johnson will have the advantage on the feet. Cody Durden, I'm not even sure if he has the wrestling advantage, to be honest, because Johnson is pretty good. He lost his last fight against Osborne, but very close. There was a crazy pace. Johnson got tired, but, you know, we saw him beat, what's his name, Aryo Kileng, and man, he got tired in that one as well. So the cardio of Durden isn't too crazy. Johnson's is pretty good. I'd say it's better. I'm going with him by decision. Durden is tough. Johnson will just outpoint him for a competitive, maybe 29-28, that Durden gets him to the ground and you know, lay in place and gets one round off. But yeah, I'm going with Johnson. Next up, Nathan Levy versus Pete Rodriguez. Pete Rodriguez going down in weight to 155. He's a big underdog here. Just beat Mike Jackson, but, you know, it's Mike Jackson. Yeah, it's so weird to me that he fought in the UFC, and I have no idea what's going on with that. It's so weird. Just a journalist that got knocked out for no reason. Of course, lost to Jack Della Maddalena, but, you know, that's Jack. He's a beast, everyone gets knocked out by him in the first round, so that's nothing crazy. Before that, some alright wins. Now Nathan Levy pretty good, beat Mike Breeden, beat Genaro Valdez, who kind of the similar style to Pete Rodriguez. I'm going with Levy. I'm going with him by decision. We haven't seen Pete Rodriguez out of the first round really, so I'm not sure how his cardio will look, but I'm going with Nathan Levy because his cardio isn't amazing either, so I'm going with him by decision. Next up, Julio Rosa versus Fernando Padilla. This is, I'm pretty sure Padilla comes in on short notice. He is, the younger guy. He just makes his UFC debut. Beat last time out. Well, damn, he hasn't fought in almost 2 years. Kind of crazy. Let's see. I'm pretty sure he had his fight scheduled though. Yeah, against Sean Soriano in 2021. So he hasn't fought since. Julian Rosa, though, beast. I'd say top 15, top 20 guy. Just lost by KO to Alex Caceres. I feel like he's a better fighter, but man, sometimes he just gets hit and gets KO'd, Very unreliable. I'm going with him, but man, as a favorite, I'm not sure I would bet on him because, Padilla's also very big. He's long for the weight class. He's young as well, so you don't know how much he improves. So I would not bet any money on it. And yeah, talking about money, the fight's not to bet on. Maybe you could bet on this one, but I'd advise you not to. Two just fat heavyweights. Martin Buday, the bigger guy here, but to be honest, they're just both not good heavyweights, just trying to clinch a few jabs, very sloppy. Martin Buday, in my opinion, lost his last fight against Lukasz Brzeski. That was a pretty bad robbery, in my opinion. Brzeski lost since then. Buday, I'd say he wins this fight, just clinch work and that kind of stuff. I'm not impressed with Jay Collier. Lost 2 times in a row, split decision against Arlovsky, but was close, and then was beating Chris Barnett until he wasn't. So yeah, I'm going with Buday by decision. Josh Quinlan versus Angie Luza. This is not true. Quinlan is going to fight Trey Waters. I'm going with Josh Quinlan, and that one, Trey Waters is pretty big, but Quinlan is on the juice. He's juicing. I got this from Artem MMA, by the way. Shout out to him. I knew he was caught, but I forgot all about it. And he was caught again, but the fight got rescheduled in another state in which he wasn't, above the average, testosterone or whatever he was taking. So he's juicing. He can fight in Las Vegas and that kind of places, but not in other places like California. So I'm going with him. By KO probably. Next up, Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Marcos Rogero de Lima. This might be a banger. It might be very good. Waldo, he has 2 wins, 2 decisions against Chase Sherman and Jared Vanderaa, who might be the worst heavyweights in the UFC right now. Now, Marcos de Lima is very explosive. Kept the explosions the entire fight against Blachowicz, even of which really surprised me. The cardio isn't terrible for a 37-year-old 6'1" heavyweight who's very explosive in the first round. Beat Andrei Arlovsky, knocked him down and then got a submission. While Waldo Cortez Acosta is more technical. He goes for the jabs, for the low kicks, and wins the fights that way. In the UFC at least. Got a few KOs on the regional scene, but fighting against Jared Vanderaa and Chase Sherman, he was able to. I'm going with De Lima. I feel like De Lima is just much more explosive, stronger, not as big, but I feel like he has alright cardio. Acosta has alright cardio too, but De Lima, he stays explosive until the 3rd round against Blachowicz, even though he showed that he has, good takedown defense as well. He can fight, against the cage in the clinch. So I'm going with him, but wouldn't be surprised if Acosta won this one. Cody Brundage versus Adolfo Vieira. This is a tough one. Vieira isn't someone you can trust, to be honest. Lost his last fight against Chris Curtis 9 months ago. Before that, beat Listen Stoltzfus, who might be the worst middleweight on the roster, or I'm not even sure if he is on the roster. Loss, of course, Anthony Hernandez, the famous submission loss. Cody Brundage, on the other hand, is a wrestler, pretty good one at that, and his striking is better than Adolfo Vieira's, but nothing crazy. I'm going with Vieira. I feel like he has good enough wrestling to engage in the grappling and maybe go to his back and then get a submission from there, because Cody Brundage doesn't seem like he has the best fight IQ either. A loss to Michel Orjacek was pretty bad. Beat Rajan Gore, which was pretty impressive. Before that, beat Dalcha Lunjambula. Dalcha kind of gave up in that one, like Dalcha was beating the shit out of him. So yeah, I'm going with Vieira. I'm going with him by submission, but I wouldn't be surprised if Vieira tires again and Cody Brundage just pours it on him and gets a late victory. Now for the co-main event, Caio Borralho versus Michel Orjacek. A good one in my opinion. Good fight, very fun. It could be a very fun fight. Now Caio Borralho is not the best striker, but he's the much better wrestler and grappler, especially in the grappling. Is very, very good. Michel Orjacek, good striker, good boxer. He's like a menace in there, man. This last time out against Sam Alvey, man, he fucking killed it. That guy killed Cody Brundage as well. Before that he lost a close one to Jacoby, but that was a 205. Now at 185 he looks good, he looks strong. He isn't getting overpowered like he was at 205. He's still young as well, but I'm going with Caio Borralho. I feel like he could just take him down, control him there, and maybe even get a submission. Orjacek has been submitted a few times here and there, so that wouldn't be crazy. At -300, you'd expect Borralho to win, and I do. Now, next up, this is the main event. Very interesting, in my opinion. They were scheduled to fight the last card on the Pavlovich versus Blades one, also in the Apex, but of course, Armand Tsarukyan versus Renato Moicano fell out, so these guys will replace them as a main event, which makes sense because they are pretty high ranked. I'm very high in both of these guys, especially in Ricky Simon. I think that he's a beast, 30 years of age. Well, man, Song Yadong at 25, he is almost certainly becoming a UFC champion, man. He's such a beast at 25 already. Had a close fight with Corey Sandhagen, did much better than Marlon Vera did. So, about the fight, like I liked, for Ricky Simon, I liked the fact that before it was a 3-round fight, because, he was able to outgrapple him. He is able to outgrapple him, but like the longer this fight goes, the more chances Song Yadong has to KO Ricky Simon. And I feel like at some point he will catch him. Song Yadong, of course, trains with the guy that knocked out Ricky Simon, Uriah Faber. Uriah Faber is his coach. So there's that as well. Ricky Simon is very hittable, and I feel like at some point Song Yadong, with his crisp boxing, with his big power, with his explosions, with his speed, and with his good takedown defense, at some point he will just catch Ricky Simon. Ricky Simon will be winning the majority of the fight, taking him down, having some success in the striking as well. But he has a big head, he's hittable, he moves weirdly, but he moves pretty well. But for a guy like Song Yadong, I feel like he could catch him maybe with a high kick, with an overhand, with an uppercut, something, and get him out of there. Ricky Simon will be winning the fight until he isn't. So let's just go over the whole card real quick. Haley Cohen, Brian Kelleher, Stephanie Edgar, Charles Johnson, Nathan Levy, Julian Rosa. I'm going with Boudet as well, though this is close. Go with Josh Quinlan against Trey Waters, and Jay Luza. The Lima, I'm going with Vieira, although this is close, with Borralho, and Song Yadong, although this is close as well. Now that was it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any feedback or anything, please let me know. Sorry that I wasn't able to post or drop videos the last 2 weeks, some personal shit going on, and I messed up one of the videos, like for the Alan Holloway card, but whatever. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.